How's it going, YouTube, and welcome to some deck building on Hearthstone. So it's been a little bit since I've been able to upload. I was gone visiting family for a bit, and their internet wasn't as good as I was thinking it was going to be, so I had to wait till I got back to make this video. So yeah, I said I wanted to do this, and it was, I thought it was a good idea to get it going at the beginning of the new season when, you know, I'm lower in ranks and I don't have to try as hard. So what we have here is a Molten Giants Dragon Oil Rogue. It's a very interesting list. It's not the most consistent deck, but I like it. It's really weird. So yeah, I'm gonna have the deck list up when the game actually starts, so you can have that to refer to while the game is going. But we're just going to hop into some ranked and show off the deck a little bit. And I'm going to go over my thought process in adding certain cards and what I think could also work pretty well in it. But the overall idea of the deck was basically I just wanted to find a rogue deck that was different from the standard oil rogue that I enjoyed playing, because I still really want that golden rogue hero portrait. I've been grinding out a ton of wins with some interesting decks, you know, along with this one, and I think I've logged about 60 wins since the start of the new season, which is that's quite a lot. That's a lot of rogue in a short amount of time. So Zombie Child's a pretty good draw. You don't really care too much about giving them health if your goal in playing this deck is to get out both Molten Giants, because usually they can't deal with that much pressure, so giving them the health back tends not to matter too much. I am going to hold the dagger just in case I draw something like a deadly poison, and I'm going to be playing this on turn 3 no matter what. I'm not going to be able to equip another dagger next turn, so just going to hold it. Not exactly sure what he could be thinking about here. Hunter, it's a pretty straightforward class to play, assuming you're not trying anything crazy, which you will get to see later in a different segment of the series. I have a couple pretty interesting Hunter decks that will certainly be made into videos for you guys. So yeah, this card, Blackwing Technician, it's insanely good. Before now, I hadn't really played too much of dragon decks, and I've just been finding this card to be insane. 3 mana, 3/5. It's really hard to deal with, especially if you're going first like I am. On turn 3, there's not much this guy can do to kill this right now. He's gonna have to have like Huffer from Animal Companion and send this in as well, but if he does that, I don't know if it's a good idea. Hunter's Mark, okay. So that's not that bad because I have much bigger threats in the deck. And I got a dragon off the top, which is nice to see, so I can drop the Twilight Guardian. And I'm just going to hold. I'm hoping that he's going to have to attack into this, and then I can just finish it with my weapon. But since he's a hunter, he has different ways of getting past this. I don't want to attack first, because I could just be taking unnecessary damage right off the bat, which is it would be okay if I had like a Molten Giant in my hand, but I do not right now. So he played a secret. I'm going to assume that's Explosive Trap, the way he sort of played that.
Here we go.
Well, if it's explosive, then then there's no point in me taking this damage here. I think I'm gonna do it like so. Oh, it's actually freezing. Okay. That's a really weird time to play Freezing Trap, but whatever. I have to remember I'm still really low on the ladder, so these players might not be of caliber that I'm used to playing against. See, top deck's a bow, so you can get past the taunt. And another secret. Is it worth attacking? It gives him another charge of the bow, but it deals with the secret at a time when I don't lose too much from activating it. Like if it's freezing, I just play the other Azure Drake, and then my board position is still really good. I'll do it. I don't really see why not. See how many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Throw out the other Azure Drake. Backstab's an okay draw, because it's unlikely that he can kill this right here. And if it stays alive, that's really good for me. That spell damage is really strong. As a rogue, next turn I could even like prep Fan for 3 damage by playing the other Azure Drake. Just depends on what he's got. He hasn't really played this too fast, so I'm assuming like a Savannah Highmane or something. Shredder, okay. So I can backstab that and maybe hit what comes out with my weapon. Twilight Drake's a pretty good draw. I'm just gonna play that right away and hope nothing crazy comes out of this Shredder. Alright, that's pretty good for me. Now I just have to be a bit worried about burst damage because he's a hunter, and I know, I mean, if you've played this game, you know that hunters can deal. Oh, there's my phone. That always seems to happen when I record. Dr. Boom, does that mean I have lethal here? 4 8s. Oh, there's a Molten Giant. A bit too late, probably, because I think I can maybe just kill him. Like I said, 8, 11 plus 3 plus 2. Because both of these will buff the Blade Flurry, so I think I'm just a bit short here. So I'm gonna take a different approach, I think. That really fucking killed my Azure Drake? Jesus Christ. That's really annoying. Well then, I'm going to have to flurry and send in the Twilight Drake, which is retarded. And I'm just going to, well, I can throw out the, well, it doesn't really matter too much. I'll just pass. I guess I'm just worried about being dead right now. Huffer, kill command, something like that. Has he played only one bow? Can't remember. Alright, a taunt, that's not as bad. Houndmaster, okay. Plus flare. A lot of hunters are running that. There's a sprint. It's too bad I can't draw like a Tinker's or anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gonna go and prep sprint just to see what we can draw here. Twilight Guardian's not bad. Blade Flurry's good. There's Tinkers. So I can prep Tinkers here. And just go ahead and double deadly. Send out the flurry. And there we go. Pretty ideal finish there. If you're still kind of curious as to what the goal of the deck is, like why run it over regular Tinkers, it's more of a counter aggro, because if you're able to have at least one of the Molten Giants in your hand and they just push face, you can sometimes drop the Molten and drop like a heal bot to get yourself back up to maybe like a safe level a bit, and then they just have no way of dealing with such a, I don't know if I would call it a tempo swing, but you know, just a massive shift in the game's flow, which I guess is a tempo swing by definition, so I'm just talking shit. But yeah, that's sort of the idea. I mean, tons of people are just playing face decks, and here's a paladin who's probably running his secret stuff. But gonna go ahead and keep prep sprint just because it could be good to get a Twilight Drake out on the turn after and have it be like a 4/8 or something, you know. And having the big bodies out for Oil Rogue turns out to be a really good thing because people just leave them up, like they can't deal with anything. You know, the Twilight Drakes, the Molten Giants, sometimes the Twilight Guardians, the ones that have taunt. You know, they can't deal with things that have so much health, so sometimes you're able to have a body out for Tinkers to land on, and it turns out to be really damn good at sometimes. So I could have coined prep sprinted there, but it's always good to just keep everything off the opponent's board. Next turn, I'll probably just coin Azure Drake. Murloc Knight, that has to be dealt with though. I guess I don't like using Fan of Knives because, you know, he's a paladin. So I think because I have Flurry in my hand, I'm just gonna hit this once. Because I have Flurry and Fan. If he wants to like commit now, like, oh, he doesn't have a way to kill this faster, he might just sort of play as much stuff as he can. And if that had gotten one of the lesser Murlocs, I could have just fanned to clear everything, but now I am going to hit this with my weapon and then just play Azure Drake. Both Moltens is not bad, so I don't mind taking the damage here at all. And I don't have the deck list up by me. I probably should, just to verify everything, but I think I have one Taunt Giver in the deck, a Defender Vargas. So if I drew that as well, that would be really strong. The only problem is the Paladin, so he could have Equality Consecration. Plus he's playing this a bit slower than the, you know, he doesn't seem to be the Secret Paladin at all, so he probably runs Equality, maybe even 2 copies. And that could definitely ruin my day if I get both Moltens out. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I guess I can coin Prep Sprint, taking me down to 6, and then I'll draw 4. But then I'd have to play something for 2 mana to not overdraw the next turn. Buh, this is not looking ideal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Don't want to play the Technician because he can just hit it with his True Silver. So we'll hold here and hope we can get something to get some threats out on the board. He's not going to hit face with his weapon, of course. But we can get out 1 Molten. I don't know if it's really worth it. It could be, but I don't know if it's really, because it doesn't really do anything, just playing 1. Like, he can Alder Peacekeeper, Equality, you know, all that stuff. I would like to save the Fan for later, but I'm just gonna play it to cycle. Again, kind of a lackluster draw, which is kind of a big problem of the deck, because you're trying to do a couple different things in the long run with the deck, rather than just your only goal isn't like Tinkers and Flurry and like burst them down super fast, you know. You can take the alternate route of playing a bit slower and getting Moltens out. And wow, he runs Kel'Thuzad. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. I just wish I had, you know, just not having the dragon out or in the hand is also kind of annoying. So I guess I'm gonna have to play both Moltens here and heal bot just so I don't die. Again, don't have the taunt giver or anything else really. But if this stuff doesn't work, I still have my tinkers and whatnot. That's a very annoying draw. Can he kill me? Second Trousseau, I'm guessing? I don't know why he wouldn't clear the board if he couldn't kill me right now. Okay, that seems really weird. Maybe he like miscalculated or something, because he would have been one off lethal with that. So I don't see a good way of doing this. I think it's gonna have to involve Blade Flurry with Tinkers. The biggest problem is that stupid ooze that's gonna spawn. I'm gonna have to send one of the Moltens into it. Unless I wanted to go down to 1 health. Do I want to go down to 1 health? I don't know.
Here we go.
I guess I'll do it. I just did so much. 11, 19. So I was actually pretty close to lethal there. But I'm assuming I'm dead. Yeah, to like a consecrate or to anything really. Although he didn't have that extra damage the turn before. Because he didn't... You know, he used a Hammer of Wrath on my heal bot. Oh. That probably means I'm dead. You don't see that card run too often. Oh, that was insanely close to just one-shotting my Molten Giant, but yeah. You don't see that card run too often at all, Avenging Wrath. So, that's gonna be this video. I'm going to definitely keep making videos for the deck because I didn't really show off all that it can do. I just showed off, you know, kind of a little bit. Just 2 games isn't really enough. So, gonna leave the video here. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.